Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Pike's Adventures. Somewhere down below, deep. Knife Point Hollow. Actually, I wanted to take a look at the ghosts at the Hills of Suicide, but there were none, which was kind of disappointing. And now I'm up here in Knife Point Hollow, which is full of zealots and zealot missionaries. I don't know what they're doing. They're not heretics, which means they're not fighting against Sheogorath, which the heretics are doing, because they're claiming that Sheogorath is not a god, not a Daedra, but a man. For whatever reasons. Their color is blue. These zealots are can't call this blue. It's kind of brownish, grayish, greenish. Got 2 arrows. Well, in any case, must be a different group. Oh, blood. Oh, didn't you see me? You didn't see me.
You're not one of.
That's clever. Short sword of weariness. Zealot missionary. A bow? A less rude song? No. No information. Silver dagger. I'm over encumbered. Damn it. I think after all this killing, I would need an ale. Willpower. Who needs willpower? I need some beef. I'll eat bread. Sleep. I can't sleep here. I don't mind. Darkest darkness. What's that? Thief of virtue. Let me tell the tale of the thief of virtue. In the land of Hammerfell, in the city of Such, there lived a baron who was quite wealthy. He was a noted collector of rare coins. Where is this tale going? The Baroness Veronique found the whole thing quite tedious. However, she did appreciate the lifestyle that the baron's wealth provided. Aha! Ravius Terrinus was a noted thief. He claimed to be a master thief in the mythical guild of thieves. However, that was most like just braggadocio. The only known thieves' guild was wiped out over 450 years ago. Ravius decided the baron should share his wealth. Specifically, he should share it with Ravius. The wily thief crept into the baron's castle one night intending to do just that. The walls of the castle were noted for their height and unscalability. Ravius cleverly used an arrow of penetration to affix a rope to the top of the battlements. Once on the battlements, he had to evade the baron's guards. By hiding in the shadows of the crenellations, he was able to work his way to the keep undetected. Entering the keep was child's play for a thief of his caliber. However, a cunning lock with no less than 13 pins protected the private quarters of the baron. Ravius broke only 9 lockpicks to open it. Using only a fork, a bit of string, and a wineskin, he disabled the 7 traps guarding the Baron's coin collection. Truly, Ravius was a master among thieves. With the coins safely in his grasp, Ravius began his escape, only to find the way blocked. The Baron had found the opened door and was raising the guard to scour the castle. Ravius fled deeper into the castle, 1 step ahead of the questing guards. His only way out led through the boudoir of Baroness Veronique. He entered to find the lady preparing for bed. Now it should be said at this point that Ravius was noted for his handsome looks, while the Baroness was noted for her plainness. Both of these facts were immediately recognized by each of the pair. "Dost thou come to plunder my virtue?" asked the lady, all a-tremble. "Nay, fair lady," Ravius said, thinking quickly, "plunder be a harsh term to ply upon such a delicate flower as your virtue. I see thou hast made off with mine husband's precious coins." Ravius looked deeply into her eyes and saw the only path by which he would escape this night with his life. It would require a double sacrifice. "Though these coins are of rarest value, I have now found a treasure that is beyond all value," Ravius said smoothly. "Tell me, O beauteous one, why does thy husband set 7 deadly traps around these tawdry coins, but only a simple lock upon the door of his virtuous wife?" "Ignis protects those things that are dearest to him," Veronique replied with ire. "I would give all the gold in my possession to spend but a moment basking in your radiance." With that, Ravius set down the coins he had worked so hard to steal. The Baroness swooned into his arms. When the captain of the guard asked to search her quarters, she hid Ravius most skillfully. She turned over the coins, claiming the thief dropped them when he fled out the window. With that sacrifice made, Ravius steeled himself for the second. He robbed the Lady Veronique of her virtue that night. He robbed her of it several times, lasting well into the wee hours of the morning. Exhausted yet sated, he stole away in the pre-dawn hours. Aha. So these are zealots of cheap pornographic literature. The darkest darkness, the predecessors, being an examination of the curious ruins of the Shivering Isles and their terrible significance for our future. The ancient ruins that dot the countryside are a familiar sight to the inhabitants of the Shivering Isles, so familiar that their true significance has escaped notice of most until now. I have recently uncovered the terrible secret hidden in these ruins, and I will now share this secret with you. But be warned, this knowledge may be too much for some, as you will know the awful fate that lies in store for you, but will be powerless to do anything to prevent it. If you are strong enough of mind to withstand the psychic shock of having your grim future laid bare, read on. What an intro! My interest in the ruins began with a simple observation. All the ruins visible on the surface appear to be of roughly the same age and architectural style. Who created these once mighty structures, and what happened to them? That's an interesting question. Further investigation revealed an even stranger truth. Although the ruins superficially all appear to derive from the same era, they are in fact of wildly different ages. Many thousands of years separate the ruins of Ceylon, by far the oldest extant on the surface despite its relatively well-maintained state, from the ruins of Ebroca, which at almost 1,000 years old is one of the youngest sites in the Isles. Okay, that's more interesting literature. For those who would dismiss this conclusion, I invite you to visit the ruins and examine the evidence for yourselves. The depth of strata covering the buried portions of the structures, the withering of the exposed stone, the growth of vegetation on and around the structures, etc. I have compiled the evidence in a separate monograph dating the predecessor ruins, Shocking New Evidence, comprehensively explained, which is presently unpublished, though I will gladly make it available for those scholars wishing to delve further into the minutiae of this subject. Once I began to accurately establish the dates of the various ruins, a disturbing pattern emerged. The ruins fell into distinct periods, each period separated by exactly 1,000 years from the other. Although Ceylon remains the exception, being many thousands of years older than the next oldest extant ruin, suggesting only that the ruins from many earlier areas lie waiting to be discovered or have been lost to the ravages of time. What could account for this process of destruction repeating itself every 1,000 years without fail? The legend of the Grey March sprang immediately to mind. What is that? That ancient tale of a vengeful god venting his wrath upon the land. What if it were more than a legend? What if it were the dimly remembered account of a real event? I suddenly realized the significance of the dating of the most recent ruin that I had discovered, a broca, which my tests proved to be about 1,000 years old. Oh my. Yes, dear reader, we come to it at last. The cataclysm is upon us again. I've dated the ruins of Ebroca to great accuracy. I know the very year of our doom. I refrain from publishing the exact date, as this knowledge is a terrible burden that I would not inflict on others. For a long time I hesitated from issuing even this general warning, fearful of inciting panic or despair. But I have concluded that it is better to have time to prepare for the end in whatever way one sees fit than to have it thrust upon them unawares. I no longer doubt that the legend of the Grey March is based on historical events, and that the last days of our civilization will be terrible. The blasted and tumbled stones of the mighty cities of bygone eras are testament enough to that. But I find it strangely comforting to know that our end is already written in the stones of our predecessors, and that struggling against our doom is as pointless as shouting against the incoming tide. Well, it's also a sign of hope, because it means that, well, every 1,000 years after the cataclysm they began to rebuild again. I hope that at least a few of my readers will bring equal solace in this bleak foreknowledge. Now that's an interesting read and no mistake. Darkest Darkness. No, I think it's about the gods. I've read that before. Children's Annuad, Gods and Worship, Beggar Prince. The Tale of the Beggar Prince. I'll take that. Oh, over encumbered again. I need to eat some beef. Is this a dead end? This is a dead end. What is this? Did that open anything? No. Oh yes, it did. Gardeneri Rarelveld's skull. I'm over encumbered again. Oh, lots of stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? I'll take a short break. I need to refill my glass. Pike signing off. I'll be right back.